This is a B6 video from the topic Inheritance, Variation and Evolution, and this time we're looking at selective breeding. Okay, so we've looked at natural selection where we don't intervene, we don't get involved. Selective breeding can also be described as artificial selection, where we're intervening to get the features that we want. So this is how the chicken has changed over the years. Okay, chickens used to be really quite skinny, didn't give a lot of meat, but in order to get as much meat as possible, make as much profit as possible, they've been selectively bred to be bigger. Okay, there are disadvantages to this, obviously. It can be very strenuous on the chicken. Their legs aren't designed to support such weight. But in terms of, from a farmer's point of view and making money, making profit, this is the way the world has gone. Okay, so how has this happened? It's happened because the farmer has identified chickens that have better features, they're bulkier, they've got those mutations that are creating better features, and they've decided to reproduce those together in order to get bulkier chickens. And as you can see, it's happened over a long time. It's not instantaneous, it happens over generations and generations. So on the left here, we've got what a traditional cow should look like. On the right, we've got the impact of selective breeding, okay, to produce more beef. So again, the same process has been used to selectively breed so that we're getting more quantity of food per cow rather than the much leaner cow on the left-hand side. So selective breeding involves choosing parents with the desired characteristics from a mixed population. So this could be as simple as a farmer looking at the animals he's got and saying, right, I'm going to reproduce these together because they've got really good features. One of the problems with that is that if a farmer keeps doing it within their own small group, then it can lead to inbreeding because you wouldn't necessarily choose the right organisms. You might keep choosing the same ones, and then obviously you get inbreeding issues. So we choose the individuals with the desired characteristics, the ones that we've identified we want to be present in the offspring, breed those animals together. From those offspring, we breed together again the best ones, and this is continuing over generation after generation, and actually we've been using this kind of artificial selection for thousands of years. Okay, this is not a new idea. This is just kind of the basics of saying, yeah, that one looks good, that one looks good, let's breed those together and hopefully we get an even better offspring. So we've got two cows here. We've got a Frisian cow which produces large amounts of milk, but it's not very creamy milk. We've got the Jersey cow which produces very creamy milk, but does not produce large amounts. So if we wanted to get possibly more milk that's creamy, we could breed the two cows together. However, if we want to get our finest milk, it looks like the Jersey cow produces that, very creamy, but you don't get lots of it, so that's why we can charge the premium of the finest milk. And then the Frisian cow is producing not great quality but lots of milk, so we can use that for our Tesco value. Okay, so if we obviously we're not going to reproduce two cows together, it would be a bull and a cow, just to clarify, but you could reproduce a Frisian bull with a Jersey cow, for example. Okay. This is a type of selective breeding that if you watch the programme Animal Farm, you'll find out more about. This is the Belgian blue. They describe it as having a double muscle. It's not really double muscle. The muscles are just huge. And what's happened is they found a particular gene which didn't switch off. Okay, so the mutation was that the gene didn't switch off the growth, and it resulted in this particularly muscly cow. And then what they did is they kept selectively breeding the muscly cows, and they just got bigger and bigger where the growth gene wasn't switched off, so the muscles just keep on growing and growing. And it's now the Belgian blue variety. So that's another kind of bizarre example of where you would use selective breeding to get lots more muscle. And the man on the programme actually ate the meat, and it wasn't very tasty at all. It was so lean, it had no flavour to it. So just to show that selective breeding can also occur in plants, we've got this original plant and different parts of it through different generations would have mutated and created enlarged parts, okay, and those have then been selectively bred, and from that one plant we've got all of these different vegetables just from selectively breeding different variants of it, different mutations of that original. Okay, just to show really that selective breeding can occur in plants as well. Last slide then is characteristics. These are the ones the exam board want you to know about. Characteristics that can be chosen as features that we would want to selectively breed and pass on to the offspring. Disease resistance in food crops. Okay, so it might be that you have a big crop of food and some of it is affected by disease and some isn't. So the stuff that isn't, you would then selectively breed that so that the next year you're not going to be affected by that disease. Animals which produce more meat or milk, we've looked at both of those examples. Domestic dogs with a gentle nature, large or unusual flowers, and also just to clarify there, I said before that the drawback of selective breeding is it can lead to inbreeding, where and the problem with inbreeding is that the individuals are more susceptible to disease and inherited defects. Hope you found that useful. Thank you.